Hello students. We had already completed 2 chapters of your biology book Candid ICSE Biology, that are the tissue and photosynthesis. So today we are going to discuss some exercise questions from the chapter The Tissue. So the first question is, name the tissue that is responsible for transmission of stimulus and draw its diagram. Answer is the nervous tissue, which mainly consists of neuron. So here is the diagram of neuron. You can see the parts. First is the cell body, which consists of a nucleus. From the cell body, dendrites are coming out, the small projections, dendrites. Then one long projection is also coming out from the cell body, that is known as axon. Axon is covered by myelin sheath. This myelin sheath is not continuous throughout the axon, so in between the myelin sheath, nodes of Ranviers are present, and it is the axon hillock, that is the junction in between the cell body and the axon, and at last it is the axon terminal, that is the end of axon. Next question, name the tissue present in the growing tips of roots and stems. Answer is the meristematic tissue. Next question, give the location and function of epithelial tissue. What is the location? First, this tissue is present on external surface of our body like skin. It also lines the cavities of internal organs like mouth, stomach, intestine and windpipe. Next is the function of the epithelial tissue. It protects the underlying cells from injury, entry of germs and from drying up. Next, give an outline of plant tissue classification. So, here is the chart to show the plant tissue classification. First, plant tissue is classified into meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue is again divided into 3 types: apical meristem, lateral meristem and intercalary meristem. Permanent tissue is divided into 2 types, simple and complex. Simple is divided into 3 types, parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Complex tissue is divided into 2 types, xylem and phloem. Xylem contains these 4 elements: tracheids, trachea or vessels, xylem parenchyma, xylem fibers. Phloem contains these 4 elements: sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma, phloem fibers. Next question is, how is connective tissue different from other tissue? As compared to other tissues, the cells of connective tissue are separated from each other. The space in between the cells is composed of a non-cellular matrix. What is matrix? It is discussed previously in my video. It is the ground substance that is present in the connective tissue, in which the connective tissue cells are present. Next is Name the various types of cells present in xylem. What is the function of xylem tissue? So the cells present in xylem tissue are vessels, tracheids, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. And what is the functions of xylem tissue? First function, it is responsible for upward transport of water and minerals from roots to different parts of the plants. And second function, it provides mechanical support to the plant body. Next question, give a brief account of various types of cells found in connective tissue. Types of cells found in connective tissue are, first is fibroblasts. They are mainly responsible for secreting the non-rigid extracellular matrix including the fibers, collagen, elastin or fibronectin. These are the fibers present in the connective tissue. Next is adipocytes cell. These are the fat storing cells. And lastly macrophages, mast cells and plasma cells. These are all types of immune cells. Next is give outline classification of animal tissue. Beforehand we have discussed the chart of plant tissue. Now we will discuss the classification of animal tissue. So first, animal tissue is classified into 4 types: epithelial tissue, muscular tissue, connective tissue and nervous tissue. Epithelial tissue is again divided into so many types: simple squamous epithelium, columnar epithelium, ciliated columnar epithelium and cuboidal epithelium. Next is muscular tissue. It is divided into 3 types: striated muscle, non-striated muscle and cardiac muscle. Then connective tissue. It is divided into 3 types: connective tissue proper, supportive connective tissue, then fluid connective tissue. Connective tissue proper are of 4 types: areolar tissue, adipose tissue. Fibrous tissue actually contains 2 types: tendon and ligament. Supportive connective tissue, cartilage and bone, and fluid connective tissue, blood and lymph. Next question, define muscular tissue. Explain different types of muscular tissue with the diagram. So what is the definition of muscular tissue? Muscular tissue is a specialized tissue found in animals which functions by contracting, thereby control the movements of an organisms as well as many other contractile function. Next, already it is told that muscular tissue are of 3 types: smooth muscle, cardiac muscle and skeletal muscle. So these are the characteristics of the 3 types of muscles. First is smooth muscle, has spindle shaped, non-striated, uninucleated fibers, where it is present in the walls of internal organs. It is involuntary. That is, the movement of this muscle is not controlled according to our will. Next is cardiac muscle, striated, branched, uninucleated fibers. It occurs in the walls of heart and it is also involuntary. we can't move cardiac muscles also by our will. And lastly, skeletal muscle or voluntary muscle. It has striated tubular multinucleated fibers and it is usually attached to the skeleton and helps in the movement of our body. It is voluntary. We can move it by our own will. So here is the label diagram of the three types of muscular tissue. First is skeletal muscle tissue. Here you can see that parallel fibers are present and light and dark bands are present in a transverse way. These are known as striations. That's why it is also known as striated muscle. And it is multinucleated. That means so many nucleus are present in one fiber. And it is not branching, voluntary. Next is cardiac muscle. You can see here that cardiac muscles are also having this type of striations, that is dark bands and light bands in a consequent way, and it is branching, containing branched fibers. You can see all the branchings, and these are known as intercalated disc that joins the branches of the cardiac muscle. It is present at the wall of heart. Now next is smooth muscle tissue. It is spindle shape, that is you can see here these are tapering at their end, that is they are narrowing at their ends. Uninucleated, that means containing a central nucleus, and no striations are present in this muscle tissue. That's why it is known as non-striated muscle fibers. Next is the differences. In your Candid Biology book, you can see so many differences are there, like simple complex tissue, meristematic permanent tissue, xylem, phloem, bone cartilage, blood, lymph. So many are there. So that all differences I am not discussing here. One difference that is not there in your book that I am discussing here, which is the difference in between plant tissue and animal tissue. First point, in plant tissue, here organization is simple, and for animal tissue organization is complex. For plant tissue, many of these tissues are dead, and animal tissues, most of the tissues are living. For plant tissue, growth is confined to certain areas, and for animal tissue, growth is not limited to areas. Now, for plant tissue, less maintenance energy required. For animal tissue, more maintenance energy required. For plant tissue, plant grow continuously throughout their life. So plant tissues are also growing throughout their life. And animal tissue, after reaching maturity stage, animals do not show further growth. So animal tissues are having limited growth. So by that, we are completing all exercise questions. In our next session, we will discuss the exercise of the next chapter, that is photosynthesis. Till then, bye and have a nice day.